Hi guys, day 3 of our next series, just talking about how to use the Acumobility ball to do some self-myofascial release. Previous 2 examples, sternocleidomastoid as well as scalenes, both above the clavicle. Want to be really gentle with those, simply because they are, basically our neck structures. They're much more exposed. For these next 2, we're actually going to be working a little bit below the clavicle. So as the name implies, subclavius is below the clavicle. Small muscle that doesn't get a whole lot of love in a lot of the anatomy textbooks, but effectively it kind of gets stuck between the clavicle and your first rib. What we know is that if I want to get my arm up to throw a baseball, overhead press, whatever it may be, my clavicle actually needs to upwardly rotate to accommodate a lot of that scapular movement upwards that's taking place. So what we can often see is, particularly if you have really gritty scalenes that are elevating those first 2 ribs, and then you have a low shoulder and the clavicle's coming down, that subclavius just kind of gets balled up. What we know about subclavius is it can certainly refer stuff right around here, but it actually will send quite a bit of stuff down to the anterior aspect of the arm. Not uncommon to see basically stuff in kind of like the meat of the biceps as it works its way down the arm. So we can get in and work on subclavius. That said, we're going to do a little bit different stuff because it's below the clavicle and we want to make sure we drive some rotation. We can probably functionally get a little bit more length out of it if we actually get in and we pin it. And obviously we're going to get a little bit of pec major at the same time. But if we pin right along the medial aspect of the clavicle, you might get a little sternalis as well while doing this, but while we get here, and all we're going to do is just go through flexion and extension. This is a really common trigger point in guys, particularly those who have that low right shoulder. But as you can see, I'm kind of pinning here. You can probably be a little bit more aggressive here than you would have been, obviously, on our previous examples of SCM and scalenes, but that doesn't mean you should thrash it like crazy. Don't push through anything that gives you significant symptoms, whether it's right there or further down. Again, this should be a 1 or a 2 out of 10 on the intensity scale.